Hey everybody, Chiron here, and welcome to another episode of Banished. Today we've got a couple things planned. I spent pretty much an endless amount of time counting to make sure that we have enough space in here for everything that we want to build. And I think I got a pretty good idea of what we want to put in. So the first thing that we want to do is just unpause my game here. Just kind of take a look through, see if there's anything that we need. Nope, not really. And farm supplier. Holy cow. That is a lot. We'll keep that one for now just in case we do want some seeds next episode or later this episode. So really what we want to focus on today is getting our fort finished. So there's quite a few different things that we can put in. I think I've got a pretty good variety of different items that should kind of flow together and look good together. So I've got a couple roads in here. Just put in some stone brick road. This is the red brick roads that we have throughout the rest of our town. And then over here I just have some mossy stone. I figured this would be kind of like an abandoned road because this gate is locked and things like that. And these are open, so these roads are going to be a little bit more kept up. Just kind of thought that would look nice. Yeah. So I didn't do a whole lot off screen, just kind of waited for everything to get built and just did a little bit of planning. So the first thing that we're going to do is build a parade ground. We do need muskets for this. I did spend a little bit of time doing muskets. In the time it took for the villagers to finish this area, we got 548 muskets. So they apparently build muskets really quickly, and I didn't know that. So it was only sitting there for probably a good 10, maybe 10 minutes, and it built that many muskets. So, but I think we need them. I think they might be disposable on the musket range or something like that. Who knows? So here is our parade ground. And there's a couple buildings I want to put in here that I actually can't because we already have one of them built and you can have a maximum of one. But we will make room for them. So we want to do Stone Road. And we'll put it right in here. So this is the parade ground. And I think this is, let's see what this actually does. Decorative feature. So it doesn't really do anything, it just kind of looks nice. So you know, for roleplay reasons, you know, the villagers can kind of come in and they can see the parade and, you know, whatever happens to be going on in the fort for that day. And then we want to build a governor's office. So, being the fort, I think this should probably be the hub of where all of our kind of government buildings go. So we're going to move all of our government buildings over into this area. Which means we need to come over here and we need to destroy them. So our town hall here. It's been nice knowing you. And our courthouse. So we should be able to recover pretty much all the materials for those two buildings and get them moved over. Alright, so I'm going to get a little bit more road put in here. And what other buildings do we need to build in here? So we have a uniform maker. We go ahead and plop it down right there. And the uniform maker, military specialist concentrating on production of military uniforms. These uniforms are essential to the morale of soldiers in battle. Makes full livery only. So what do we need for full livery? Full livery, silk and linen. Okay, so we will need to start our silk. No, we are doing silk production, right? We have white mulberry, and yep, we have silk cocoon. So we can do our silk at the weavers. So we need to just build another weavers. Alright, looks like our parade ground is finished, and that one is building up. What else do we need? So what I want to do is these. So the officer townhouses. They're 3 wide and 4 long, and I think they do pretty good with warmth and comfort and all of that. So we'll do 1, 2, 3. Then we'll turn, and we should have room here. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. And then, what else do we need? We need barracks. Where was the barracks? There it is. We'll pop the barracks right on in here. And then we need a work camp. So apparently the work camp produces materials. It might produce materials kind of similar to the how the quartermaster does, or just kind of takes in materials passively. I'm not entirely sure. I've never actually used these buildings before, so this is all new to me. All right. So we can remove the governor's office. And what do we have? So do we have anything we can build yet? Nope, these aren't demoed. %6% and 0%. All right, those are going to take a little while. Let me increase increase priority on these, so they get taken down. All right, parade ground is up and running. Our uniform maker is almost ready. Now, I'm kind of breaking one of my rules here. So what I'm going to be doing is putting in a lot of houses over here. And I don't necessarily know... Yeah, we definitely don't have the infrastructure for all of these people. So what we're going to have to do is increase our food production before we get too far here. So once these houses fill up, we are going to have some starving citizens. So that's what this area does. Now, what do we want to do? So we can do... It looks like we get about 400, 300, 400 to 600 wheat out of those. We get about 300, 200, 300. So we get 300 per villager here, per citizen, per farmer. And we get about 1,600 to 2,000 out of this. But you have to remember that this area is a lot larger. So if we think, 3, 6, 9, 12, it probably is better to have the pasture, I'm thinking. Well, why don't we do a couple of each? So we'll extend... I don't think I can extend this road down at all, can I? Red brick road. I think it runs into the buildings here. So let's just kind of extend it on through as if we were able to extend it down. So we'll do a storage barn, and that does the entire width of this area here. Let's find our road. Bam. It's right there. Alright, so this will be our road. And we'll just clear resources on it. So remove resources up to here. Boom. These demolished yet? They are. Alright. So then we can come back into our municipal buildings. Colonial Hall, we will pop in right there. And Courthouse, we're going to put in... Yeah, boy. I did not account for that. Alright. So we're going to have to demo this and just move it to the other side. All right. And we can start putting in some crop fields here. So what did we do? We did 30 by 4? Is that right? By 4. Alright, that should be fine. So 30 by... We'll do 30 by 5. I think they can do it. By 5, 30 by 5. And then we'll do a pasture. Now I don't know if we can go up this little mountain range here. Do we have a slope conforming pasture? Oh, we do, right here. Where you can build your own fence if desired, will not flatten terrain. I guess I don't know what the difference is. Do I want to do that? I don't think I do. We'll do 30 by 15s. Yeah, I think that'll work out fine. So then in each of these we can put one farmer and then hopefully get the full or close to 1200. Actually, this one's doing 2400 on its own. Holy cow. Oh, it has two. That's why. Yep, so we should hopefully get 1200 per and see if that works out for us. Alright, so what do we want to do? So we'll do soybeans, pumpkins, broccoli, spinach, and corn. Oh man, our food is really going down quick here. Not a big fan of that. Let's see what we have at the trading post here. No. Just clothing. We have plenty of clothing. We'll increase the number of workers on there. Just see if we can squeeze out a little bit more food per year. Alright. So one of the issues is to be able to fill those pastures, we're going to have to empty out or split one of these. And the issue with splitting is they don't necessarily go into the pasture that you want them to. So, and then we have to take down our food production in the meantime. Why are you not working? Interesting. Okay, so it does flatten the terrain. That's cool. Do. Alright, how we doing up here? Doing pretty good. Alright. Alright, and I do want to put a large residence in here, kind of as like the captain's house, or the chief's house, or the governor's, or whatever you want. So we'll put it right there. There it goes. So now they decided to plant the pumpkins. How are you doing? Lamp oil, building supplies. We'll hold on to you for a while. That's really the only supply that we actually need from our trading post. Was encased in glass. He should be quite well preserved, provided he withstands the process. Nice. Oh, that's pretty funny. Yeah, just waiting for our pastures to get done here. Alright, so we're at 11,000 food from our production year here. Not really finishing their fields, which is kind of troubling. So let's redo these. They don't require any resources, so we'll bump them back down to 4. Let's see. We did pumpkin, squash, watermelon, do endive, and beans. Alright, and then we do Frisian cow, Frisian cow. Do we want to do Frisian cow? How's our dairy doing? Yeah, dairy's not doing a whole heck of a lot, but I guess it gives us some variety in food. Yeah, we'll do Frisian cows. We can always slaughter them if we want to. And work. Alright, here's the tricky part. So we're going to split. And then we're going to split and split. And split. And then send them back. So hopefully we took... So he's got 43, 45. So that one should be back up to producing pretty soon. This one will take a little bit of time. And then we've got these 2 pastures. We'll split that again. See if we can get them. Nope. So that's the issue that we would run into. I want to move as many cows as possible back into these pastures so that they can keep producing, but it just doesn't do it that way. There's a way that you can do it if you make a smaller pasture that has like a maximum of 5, I think, and then you can empty that field into one of these fields, but I'm not even gonna bother with that. That's just way too much work. Alright, so they took that down, and we can build our courthouse. We're gonna have to build it this way. Alrighty. So now I'm gonna put in a couple of roads, make it look kind of nice here. I'm gonna do there, and then there, and then I'm just gonna fill this area in entirely. So we'll have the courthouse here. We'll have the Colonial Hall here. And then we're going to put in... is it a decorative item? Let's see, scarecrow, signs. Here it is. Punishment. So, handy little noose. Yeah, so back in these times, if you misbehaved, they didn't really send you to jail, and there's no option for a jail. So we'll oh, you can have a guillotine too? Oh, that's awesome. All right, so why don't we put in a couple of stocks here? So we'll put in, oops. I don't know what that did. So let's remove, can I click on that? Okay. All right, so it was decorative, and then here. All right, so that's a guillotine. No, that's a stocks. Yeah, I guess we could do just the regular stocks. We don't need the double one. So boom. Boom. So we have a couple things of stocks, and then make it impassable. Actually, I'm going to cancel this one. I want to turn it. Yeah, I think that'd be good. So we've got the courthouse, we've got our Colonial Hall, and then kind of just like a little punishment area next to the parade ground. I think that looks kind of nice. All right, how we doing? Yeah, they're still not harvesting everything. That is unfortunate. So that one's breeding. That one's back up, and that one is getting there. I wonder what else we have for food production that we could try. Let's see, butchers. There's a bakery. I think a lot of these, they don't really do a lot. Let's see, we could put the bakery. The bakery there. Actually, it looks like the front is on the other side. So let's destroy that, and we'll put it back in this way, right? Oh, so it kind of has stuff on all sides. Yeah, I think we'll put the baked goods out towards the road, and then this is kind of like the front door where it has the sign. But I think for passersby, they want to see the bread and not a sign. I personally enjoy food. Alright, so we'll put our palisade walls back up. Alright, this area's looking pretty good. Got our nice officer townhouses there. And we're a little crooked here. There we go. Oh boy, we are dangerously low on food. I think I'll need to take a... keep a closer eye on our fields for now. For at least this one season. I don't think our orchards were really doing it for us, right? Yeah, they don't produce much more than the farms. Alright, so we're at late spring. In late autumn, I want to manually set the fields to harvest. Took an arrow to the knee. Yeah, these should have plenty of time. Not really sure why they're not getting harvested. These are taking a while. Maybe it's because it's wheat. So these are all in their 60s. Beans are in their 80s. Endive. What are these doing? These are 80s. Yeah, I guess they're all kind of going in line. Alright. So we're almost to late summer. Once late summer hits, I want to harvest everything we have. So one option that I potentially have is we could use this pickup option, but let's see, that's hemp, don't really care. Harvest. So the pickup option here, what it does is they'll go and harvest the field. But how they're doing it right now is they're harvesting and then they're taking these items to the barns. They actually just leave them in the field and then they pick them up later. And then we use our laborers to come and pick up those. So I think we might do that for these at least. So you can see this person is just harvesting all of this and they're leaving their stuff in their field, and then eventually laborers will come around and start grabbing these items. So it allows the farmer to actually harvest more efficiently. And then when the winter comes, these won't really be affected by winter, but the crops will. So we want to have our farmers do as much harvesting as possible. And once winter rolls around, the farmers will be they'll be idle. So I think they will pick these up as well. Yep, I think that's the better option. So we'll do it like that. Alright. Yeah, we're increasing our food stores here now. Aww. Oh, no. These were at 6 already. Oh. Some of these did die off. That's unfortunate. 47, those are back up and running. Good. How are we doing over here? Our stuff's getting built. Good. Alright. And then what I want to do over here is make a little tent area. These tents, they don't actually operate as homes; they're decorative only. So it's got a little tent town, so that or a tent area. Let's see, we want to do it that way, so that the if anybody from the town want to come and visit the parade, or anybody from kind of out of town, they have an area they can do that. don't know if I put these the right direction. It's a little bit hard to tell with these items. So there's very few distinguishing marks. Alright, so this is the open side. Yep. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I think we might move this tower above so that we can finish up putting tents in there. And then there should be a campfire. So we have a campfire here. We can kind of put a little campfire in there for each of those guys. And kind of keep them warm at night. So we have our parade ground here. And then we've got some tents set up for out-of-towners or people that just want to stay the night and party without driving home. We've got our courthouse area with our governor's office, Colonial Hall, and a couple punishment structures. We've got our large residence here for the governor. We've got our barracks, which acts as a boarding house. So if we get a lot of nomads, they can come right to the barracks instead of kind of being homeless for a while. We have our work camp. We'll go ahead and operate the work camp, see what we can do. Alright, so it looks like Fenning and Iron Tools produces random assortments of iron, glass, coal, brick, and pottery. Huh, interesting. Iron tools. I don't think we have iron tools. I think we only produce steel tools, right? Oh, we are producing iron tools as well. Okay. Cool. Oh, our food situation's still not looking so good. Hopefully these will be up and operational soon. That would be nice. Alright, large residence is getting made up. How's our bakery doing? Where's our bakery? Bakery is getting there. And then we'll just do a baker right away, so we don't forget about it. I guess we can put in a couple more fields. So by 4, and can we squeeze it in? We can. Alright, we've got our Colonial Hall back. Let's see. Alright, so it looks like we got all of our milk was used. But our dairy is still doing pretty good. Let's see, what do we want to build here? Cabbage and spinach. Who died of old age? Alright. These are orchards. Alright. So that hopefully will give us a better shot at keeping up on our food supply. So far so good. We've been teetering in kind of a dangerous area, but I think we should be fine. So we're in autumn. Got one more month to be able to harvest all of this. And I think we need some homes down here. These farmers are just walking too far to be able to harvest those effectively. And we need more storage. Alright, so let's put in some storage. Right there. It's an area we're not using for now, and we can always destroy later. Citizens without jobs. Why do we have so many citizens without jobs? Miner. Oh! Oh no. Our mine collapsed. Shoot. Hopefully we have enough for this upgrade. I think it was the candles, right? So, candles. Yep, we have plenty of candles now. Alrighty. Alright, so our food stores are at 6,000. I think last season they were at 5,000. So I think we're gonna be okay on this one. So once we kind of get our food situation figured out, we can continue production up here. I want to fill in pretty much every square little dot of this entire area with different things, so should be good. Let's see, what are you making? So we got iron and we got coal. Interesting. What do we got for silver fenning? 1,200. Not entirely sure it's worth it for those little materials. I guess it depends on how much silver fenning we use. But, yeah. Alright, so I think we will cut it off there. I think we made some pretty good progress on our fort. And, hopefully our food situation allows us to survive. I think with this many fields, we should probably be okay. So we've got enough food for... we only have enough food for 40 people. And we have... Oh, man, how do we get so many people? I thought we were just at like 80 people. Holy cow, our population just skyrocketed. But, yeah. So if you have any recommendations on good sources of food that I can do, I don't necessarily think that any of these really... They use about 50 to 80% of the resources they take in, and they actually convert it. So like the butcher, they take in 5 meat, and I think they produce 7 meat cuttings. So it's not, you know, even though these are producing, you know, 500, 600 food, I think it's taking in like 500 food to create that. So if anybody has any recommendations on how to get just a little bit more food production out of what we have here, feel free to leave them in the comments below. And yeah, I'll take a look at those comments and see what we can do. So thanks for coming out, everybody, and see you next time.